drinking and drugs become a part of your lifestyle, and as we all do, we make mistakes, but that then leads to making probably some of your worst decisions.
Yep.
That then you serve time, you're going to prison.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to have a good mate, an old teammate in Marlion Pickett coming on. And I think the thing that I'm most excited about with your story is that it is very much a story of redemption. And what it provides is hope for others that have maybe taken a step towards the wrong path at some stage in their life, but you managed to make decisions and changes that allowed you to effectively live out your dream. I'm really excited to talk about your family, both growing up, but also your kids and Jess now, and everything that has kind of shaped you to be the man that you are today. And I know that you are very much well respected, not just within your community, but within all communities that you kind of are present in. So where we like to start is growing up. I think you spent a fair bit of time down Mandurah and Midland way. Is that right?
Yeah, I was born in Midland, me and my two older brothers. Then we just moved around most of our life. We moved to Bowga, Garween, Manjimup. It's a bit of country life, York, and it was just non-stop moving. So,
was there any reason for the moving? Was it mum and dad's work? Was it just a sense of trying new things?
Probably just a sense of trying new things, and just a travel in itself and kind of exploring different places.
We'll get to your AFL career, and I know a lot of young Indigenous players that come out of community life into Melbourne, which is a totally different world, right? Really do struggle with the adjustments. What was life like for you growing up as a kid in community? I'm sure it's an environment that wasn't necessarily what I experienced as a youngster. Can you elaborate a little bit on some of the things you saw, what it looked like, how it felt?
Yeah, the community part with the kids is good, but there's a lot of stuff that go behind the scenes that media and people outside the community don't really see. It's like the partying and the parents fighting and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of, when you see it, it's probably a wake-up call, and you don't really want your kids growing up the way we did. So it's kind of, it just makes you a parent different as you get your own kids. And
you speak of the fighting, and I'm sure, as part of that, there's alcohol and drugs, and that's part of every community, not just where you grew up. But how much of an impact did it have you as a kid growing up? Was there times where you felt scared or worried? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Now there was parties and drinking nearly every weekend through the weekdays and stuff like that. So it's kind of become a natural thing. And at the end of the night, there's always a fight with your aunties and uncles, or your dad and your uncles and stuff like that. So it's kind of, at the end of it, you're always expecting something to happen, which kind of come just a natural thing every weekend and through the weeks. So, but just as life itself, we just take it as it comes, and it's kind of keep moving forward.
You can come across as a pretty laid back kind of character, and I think it's a great strength of yours. But as a kid, seeing some of that stuff, were there times where you wanted to withdraw or step outside of that environment, but you couldn't, just because of your position or the fact that this was just your reality?
Yeah, I did want to step out of it, but I was too young to go live my own life, and I would have, but it probably was the best thing for me to see all that and go through some hardship in life, and because if I didn't do that and witness some of that stuff, probably wouldn't have turned out the way I did. So
so you think it's a big building block in resilience and starting to appreciate the things when you do have a better life to live and so forth.
I appreciate everything that I've achieved, family-wise, professional-wise, and just life in general. Just parents struggled as parents, and like a lot of parents do struggle, but it's kind of wanted to make me change and make sure my kids are right. So
I want to touch on your parents. Obviously, your late dad passed away. It was last year, wasn't it?
Yep.
Is that a big part of you that kind of is now no longer with us? Was that a trying time for you, but also your family?
Yeah, yeah. Before every games and after the games, we all used to have a laugh and a talk and that kind of, yeah. So yes, probably haven't grieved yet, but yeah, because been so busy and just didn't really have time to think about it. But yeah, probably he built the man I am today. So yeah, it's kind of the respectful side, taking everything as it comes. Yeah, it's kind of all that kind of things is probably him. The way he brought me up. So
Yeah, I can imagine he's a special human. Talk to me about sport in the Pickett family. Clearly a very famous name, particularly in AFL. You started your football career at age 7 with the Puma Panthers. Is that right?
yeah,
How important was that in a world that sometimes seemed a little chaotic? Was football kind of like your safe place and somewhere you got to go play with your brothers and just enjoy the game that you loved?
yeah. Footy is probably escape. Gives you 2 hours to escape and forget about what's happening on the outside of things and just focusing on having fun with your brothers, your cousins, and yeah, your teammates. So you forget about that for 2 hours and yeah, let's go out there, try to smash some heads and just see where we go from there.
I mean, you're not the biggest player, but when you hit hard. Was that always just a way that you went about your footy?
Yeah, well, growing up with 2 older brothers,
You had
kind
no
of,
choice.
you had no choice. You know, there was a lot of blues in backyard footy, school footy and stuff. So with my older brothers, so yeah, it's kind of had to put your guard up and expect to get hit every time you come out of a stoppage. So
Wasn't just footy. You rate yourself as a basketballer.
no way.
I've seen you throw a few from deep.
Nah.
No,
I just like to have fun with the boys. Yeah. So it's like as you know, at footy clubs, there's always someone good in basketball, and there's a couple at Richmond. So and we just try to have fun and just enjoy being around one another.
there was also some that were not so good, like me.
He wasn't the worst. We've seen worse there.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Marlon, one trait that I think you possess, and you speak to people that have known you growing up, have seen your journey through the latter stages or to now, and they say that you are the most fiercely loyal people they know. Was that from the experiences growing up? Was it always part of you, or was it some of the things that have kind of shaped who you are for that reason?
Nah, just probably just I'm loyal because I'm always a one club player. Loyal to my friends, and yeah, just I think loyalty in itself is a big word, and yeah, just what I live my life on. So
Your story is amazing, as we said at the beginning, and I know that it's met with lots of admiration because of the journey you went on prior. A lot of people don't make it through the other side like you did. And I know that you've already touched on how grateful you are for the opportunities that you got along the journey. I want to talk about at around 15 and me at 15 to the life that you'd lived up until you were 15 are two different stories. And that's what I love about footy. It brings people together that have totally different stories, but you play a game that you both love. You share in stories. And again, Indigenous culture, one of the best storytelling cultures that exists. You face some significant legal consequences at 15. What events landed you in that position?
well, it's probably the role models we look up to and we have in Indigenous communities aren't always the best, and yeah, my older brother being one of them was just out drinking and yeah, getting up to mischief, and yeah, just one night I tagged along with him. Then yeah, we end up getting into blue with some other people, and yeah, while we're in the blue, one of the other cousins and stuff were taking their wallets in it, so we got charged for grievous bodily harm and aggravated robbery. So then yeah, so I was on bail for that one. Then I think it was a week later, my younger cousin got into, or someone tried to bully him at the skate park. Then my older brother hit one bloke to try to bully him. Then he took off and left us two there. Then a carload of blokes come back and called us. So we end up running. In the process, they tried to chase us in the car, so we smashed their car up. Then so my sister ran home screaming, crying and that. Then my dad and my older brothers end up coming around, and we end up catching two of them, and just went up getting charged for grief by arm again. So
And that landed you in a juvenile detention centre?
Yeah,
For how long was that for?
I got sentenced 6 months. My older brother got sentenced 6 years. It's probably juvenile detention is different.
Take us through that. I mean, you're a 15-year-old, and I know that you've lived a different life to someone like me. Up until 15, you've had experiences that I probably never will experience. And that's not to compare the two, but give people an insight as to what a 15-year-old who typically is in year 9 or 10 at school is starting to face when you go into a juvenile detention centre.
Yeah, there's 17 to 18-year-olds in there as well. So kind of you don't know what to expect when you first go in there. But lucky for me, I had older cousins and stuff in there, so kind of
got looked after.
Yeah, got looked after. Knew a couple people in there, but at the same time, to stick up for yourself as well. So you had to put your guard up and toughen up and front up. And it's kind of my first Christmas I spent in there at 15 and my 16th birthday. So it was kind of different having a Christmas and birthday away from family.
Reflecting back to those times, did you kind of go in there knowing this is probably going to just be part of my life? This is the world that I live in. Or do you think you had a few light bulb moments whilst serving that time?
I was a good kid growing up, but probably just the lifestyle at the time and the people I was hanging around with.
It's just what you did, right?
Yeah, just like sometimes you have hiccups and stuff, and one of there probably been a hiccup, a big hiccup of that. So
you come out after the 6 months as a 16-and-a-half-year-old, thereabouts. You continued to move around a bit. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, we was staying at Bassenine at the time. I got out when I was 16. All this met my missus.
Jess?
Yeah, Jess, not long after I got out. So it's kind of, just seen her. Then, we ended up hitting one of up and, just kept going from there. So
we'll touch on Jess and the family and the journey that you guys have been on together. I don't want to spend too much time in this life, but I think it's an important part of what has defined you to be who you are today. You go on a journey for the next little while, and I'm assuming, drinking and drugs become a part of your lifestyle. And as we all do, we make mistakes. But that then leads to making probably some of your worst decisions.
Yep.
That then you serve time, you go into prison.
Yeah. Yeah. So from the...
How bad did the alcohol and drugs get? Or was it just part of what you did and then decisions were made after that?
Yeah, it's probably part of what you did every weekend, and just kind of like wasn't working at the time, and the people I hang around with were just having fun drinking and doing drugs and stuff, and kind of wasn't thinking at the time and in the right state of mind, and so we just end up committing some burglaries, and just from burglaries on shops and stuff, and ended up in 2.5 years of prison.
For me, I'm intrigued by what prison life looks like. I mean, I don't have too many mates that can share that part of their story. Give us an insight to the environment that you go into. And I know that there's different kinds of prisons. There's some that are pretty terrible to be part of. There's others that, for some people, it's probably a better life in than it is out.
Yep.
Is that fair to say?
Yes, some people get like, because they're in and out of prison their whole life and that, they're reinstitutionalised. So they're used to what happens in prison and stuff, and they've been in there nearly their whole life. So when they get out, everything's changed and kind of moved on. Where you're not used to, or they're not used to what life is now on the outside, and it's kind of used to getting told what to do and the routines and stuff in prison. So,
what does the average day look like when you're serving time in prison?
Oh, you get woke up at 6:30. They come around knocking on the windows and turn your light on and say movement and stuff, and you got to put your hand up, knowing that you're
sure
still alive. So so wake up 6:30, clean your room by 7. After your room's cleaned, you had breakfast and stuff. There's muster, so got to line up outside your door, and they go check your room, make sure it's clean and stuff, and after that, if you work, you can go to work, and if you're in education and stuff, you go do education until lunchtime. Then when you come back, do muster again before lunch and that. They count you up and make sure everyone's accounted for.
Yep.
Yeah, then you have a lunch, have your little break, then back to work or education, or if you're not doing nothing, just sit around playing cards or basketball or doing gym. So,
as much as you've got people around you all the time, how isolated do you feel? Or lonely?
Like, here, you feel isolated, but sometimes you don't because there's people around you.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just want to step away from the people and just, like, have your own time. Like, there's days that you get upset or you have shit days because you miss your family or your kids and stuff, and sometimes there's shit happens on the outside when you ring your missus up on the phone calls and you can't really do much because you're locked up, So,
and we should acknowledge. So you and Jess had Marlon Jr. before you went in.
Yep.
And then 2 weeks into serving your time, you found out Jess was pregnant with Latrell.
Yep. So it's kind of
a lot happening.
Yeah, a lot happening
for a young kid. You're only 18 at the time.
Yeah, I just turned 18. Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot to take in. Was there a point in your time where it was just low?
Yeah, my whole sentence, prison sentence. Yeah, it's kind of.
How low did you get?
Oh, there was times where I wanted to commit suicide in there. It's like
just because of the emotional.
Not just that, like there's stuff happened when I was had my first cousins end up mobbing my missus in front of my sons and that.
Yeah, right.
Then there was a point where my parents lived in York, so they moved from York from the city, like this country town. Yeah. And in the meantime, some people smashed their house up, my dad and mum and sisters and brothers and my kids and missus in there.
What is it? Why does that happen? Like, is it a power thing? Is it people wanted to get back at people for things that had happened in the past?
No, it's kind of
or can you not elaborate?
No, I can. That story happened because my parents would drink and they had some family members over.
Yeah.
So these were cousins, and my dad would start arguing because I don't know, but I was asleep and my dad and mum was arguing at the front with my cousin and that. Then he ended up pushing my mum in the chest. So
didn't go down that well.
Yeah, it didn't go down well. Sister and brother come running and wake him up. So I walked out there. I just got out of bed, no shoes on, nothing, just in footy shorts. And as soon as my dad said, "You let him hit your mum," that's when I just clicked and I dropped him. Then he went to run again, dropped him again. Then my older brother ended up kicking him in the head and that. Then, so most of the boys were gone. So there's no boys in the house except my dad and that.
Yeah.
Because there was 2 of us locked up and my second oldest brother lived in Bunbury. So
they saw that as an opportunity.
Yeah, sort of an opportunity to smash it up while there was no one out. And it's kind of just sends you sends you off your head when you hear about it. And yeah.
In the depth of despair, were there any moments while you were serving time where you go, this needs to change a bit?
Yeah,
You know,
probably.
2 young kids, well, one on the way, one already here.
Yeah, probably the last year of my sentence. So I done year and a half already,
Yeah.
and I had a year to go. So kind of, I started watching Waffle and AFL a lot more because before then I didn't really watch footy as much.
Yeah.
So
footy was lost on you? It just wasn't part of your life anymore?
yeah, it just wasn't part of my life since I was 15
Yeah.
until I ended up getting out mainly. So
Yeah. You played, there was a prison football program.
Yeah.
How important was that for you from, reconnecting with the love of AFL?
Yeah, no, it's good. Kind of keeps you occupied. And in one of the prisons we went to, Warraloo Prison, they had a V1s program.
Yeah,
And
right.
it gives you opportunity to play footy, but go out and play in the community and still see your family at the same time. So it's that kind of saved me a bit and gave me hope. And yeah, it's kind of probably drove me more because in the V Swans program they had Swan District's recruiters and South Fremantle recruiter come in.
Speaking of South Fremantle, you're released at 21, and I know your brother Tommy was a big influence on getting you down to South Freo. How important was he and the influential people around the club? I recently saw Paul Hazelby and Todd Curley, I think, was another one of your assistants or coaches at the time. Yeah. What sort of influence did they have on you? Because I assume, as you said before, for people who are in and out of prison all their life outside of prison feels too different. Yeah. And almost there's a sense of uncomfort or discomfort with that. For you, was football kind of your saving grace and gave you something to look forward to and go to and show up and be consistent with? I know you started a job and you had to finish that job because it was just all too much happening in one time, but was footy a big part of getting you back on your feet?
Yeah, it was. Especially South Fremantle was like a good family club, and yeah, my brother was in jail with me, so he got out probably a year before I did, and he went down to South Fremantle, and yeah, it's probably opened the doors up there, and he didn't play much games, but he's good with Todd Curley.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of just
fair to say you were more talented than your brother.
Oh no, we're all talented. I just had the mindset to.
You would never say that
so,
you were, even if you thought you were.
Nah,
would you?
Nah. I'm always humble, yeah. So yeah,
I respect that.
Nah, but yeah, the club South Fremantle itself is probably like Richmond, one of the best clubs I've been involved with. Acceptance, they don't judge and stuff like that. So my first week out of prison, I ended up walking straight into South Fremantle and yeah.
Did you dominate?
No.
Did you go all right?
No, I went all right. Went okay.
One of your teammates was Tim Kelly, is that correct?
Yeah.
Obviously goes to Geelong. I think he was mature age though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Then back to West Coast, still playing now. You have some pretty elite years. You end up state league representative 2015 and 2016. You win the BNF in 2018 and you're team of the year as well. Was the dream of AFL starting to become a little bit of a reality, or did you just fall back in love with footy and that was enough?
No, I just fell back in love with footy. I didn't. When you focus on something too much, you overstart thinking and
it impacts performance. Yeah. You reckon?
So I didn't worry about the AFL kind of things. If it happened, it was happening. If it didn't, then I was still going to play the best footy I can, and just gave watching my kids dress up in the red and white. It's kind of pretty cool. We still got one of the little jumpers that my oldest boy dressed up in, so kind of at home still. So it's kind of bit cool. So but the dream was always there, but my focus wasn't there. It was just doing what I can do best, and I was playing footy and not thinking too much about it.
You must have been close to getting picked up after a stellar year in 2018. I know a couple of clubs interviewed you, one being Richmond and Blair Hartley.
Yeah.
Do you think, from my understanding, and not a lot has been shared with me, but your interview was pretty frank, honest, and open. Do you think the reason Richmond ended up giving you a go in the mid-season draft the following year is because you were so transparent with your whole life?
Yeah, well, the life is
Do
part.
you think if you bullshitted, they probably would have gone, nah, kid's kidding himself? Well, not, you weren't a kid at the time. This adult's kidding himself.
Like the journey's part of your story, and like no one. I didn't know at the time that they do background checks in it as well. So if I'd have talked shit, he would have found out anyway. But no, it's probably kind of makes you the person who you are and as humble as you can get. Just to be honest, there's nothing to hide. Like, yeah, you stuffed up when you was younger and your early stages of your adult life, but doesn't stop you from being a good person. So
yeah, you would have seen a lot of people through your journey that thought they had to be something that they're not, or had to hide from some of their past. Has your journey and the experiences you've had helped you in supporting people that are kind of that way inclined? Or does it frustrate you at times?
oh no, it doesn't frustrate. If I can help some younger guys, thinking that they have to be something they're not and kind of have to hide what they've been through when they're younger, then I would help them. But like sometimes you don't need to hide anything, like, because
I mean, you're effectively saying owning your story is a big part of being able to live the next phase of your journey, right?
yeah, like you definitely got to own your story, That's part of life, and yeah, if I didn't own my story, then you just never know. Wouldn't have been here. So
yeah. Well, speaking of that story, because it starts to get pretty amazing from here on, if it hasn't already been. You get picked up by Richmond in the mid-year draft. You have an injured finger at the time, so you couldn't. I remember when you first got to the club, you moved in with Dusty for a period of time. What was that like?
oh yeah, the draft.
I mean, you're both pretty quiet,
yeah,
especially if you didn't know each other.
It was a pretty quiet household, but it was probably. I think we watched probably one documentary together, and that was about it.
What was the documentary? Do you remember?
I think it was Conor McGregor's one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so there wasn't much talking.
You both love boxing.
Yeah, we're both hot-headed, so but now probably moving in with Dusty because a couple of weeks beforehand I was watching his highlights and stuff. So I kind of looked up at Dusty, Dangerfield, watched some of yours as well. So
did you?
Yeah.
Which ones? The tackling ones?
Nah, just how hard you got at the ball. So
thanks, mate. I appreciate that. Did it give you a pretty? I mean, Dusty's pretty different to the average, probably AFL player. Like he lives it's a pretty simple life. Like he trains at the time. He was training.
Yep.
He might go out for dinner or whatever it was, but pretty much he'd spend a lot of time at home as well, just because of the personality that he was and people always wanting a piece of him. Did it give you an insight as to what it took, or did you kind of go, oh yeah, that's him and I'll live my life?
Oh, no, we're probably similar, same. Like, I don't really like to do too much.
Yeah.
Outside of footy and dinners if the missus organises stuff. Other than that, I'll sit back with the kids and stuff. So it's kind of a bit of a cool experience that he does the same thing.
So you come in, you're in rehab, you have to do lots of running and so forth. You couldn't really touch the footies, which I'm assuming is all you loved doing. And then, sadly, one of your best mates passes away and you have to head back to Perth.
Yeah, so come in. I just finished a big 12-week rehab in South Fremantle for my first finger break, then broke it again. Come in to do rehab again. But I didn't care about the rehab. I was just stoked that I got drafted and running laps, watching all you guys run around, and I was thinking, is this real or whatever? And it's kind of just enjoyed being around the atmosphere. So, but my best friend's brother passed away. Then in the time being back there for the funeral and that, Jess's older brother passed away at the same time. So it's kind of bit of a make or break situation.
You were looking after their kids at the time that news came.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. So
how hard is that? Like,
it's probably,
you're already grieving.
If we're already grieving, then
it's a pretty big slap in the face, right?
Yeah, because the brother lived with us for 3 to 4 years before I got drafted. So we were really close, and yeah, we went to the movies that morning. We had his daughter with us, and so we were taking all the kids to the movies. Then before the movie started, Jess got a phone call, and she just ran out screaming.
Yeah,
So I was thinking,
that can't be good.
so I just said, "What?" Oh. So we just sat there, froze for a little bit, seeing what should I do. So I said, let's go to all the kids. So we walked out of the movie before it even started. Then she broke the news, and when we got back to the house and where all the family that was, one of the hardest things I ever had to do was tell a 8-year-old that, yeah, that her dad passed away, and yeah, it's kind of, I didn't know how to break it down and to let a kid know that
Yeah.
your dad's died, so it's kind of,
What do you do in that situation?
I'm not quite sure, it's just kind of,
It's all a blur, right?
yeah, it's all a big blur, like, because we only seen him the night before and that, then
Yeah.
next morning, yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing. I'm sorry to hear. How close were you? I mean, I know that you finally had this opportunity. You'd been training the house down, then you go back to grieve. How close were you to not coming back to Melbourne?
If the missus said stay, I would have stayed, and I would have quit AFL.
Before it even started?
Yeah. But having a miss like Jess, probably reason why I actually exceeded in what I have. And yeah, everyone says I did well, but in the background it's all about the misses and them putting up with us,
The
So
support.
they do all the hard work, and we're just out there having fun. So
I was going to talk about Jess shortly, but let's talk about her now. I mean, together from 16 years old, you go away for some time. Boys are young, or one was not even born yet. She has him while you're still away. Like, it's an incredible journey, and for someone to be so loyal and love you the way that she has, the way you just spoke about it was beautiful. But how important has she been in you getting the best out of yourself and taking steps forward?
yeah, when I first got locked up, I tried to tell her to go live her life, just got sentenced 2.5 years, but she said, nah, I'm waiting. And yeah, from there, it's kind of everything you see from me, you get it from her. So it's kind of, all the credit doesn't go to me. Well, I don't give it to myself. I was like,
Pass it on.
yeah, she's the rock to everything. And like 2.5 years is a long time, and pregnant and has one already, kind of.
She's had to put up with you for 17 as well.
Yeah, fucking had to put up my shit, but nah, she does a lot of hard work, that goes unnoticed, and sacrifices. Like, we moved away day after her brother's funeral,
Yeah.
which is hard, so, and
So
yeah,
you all came over.
yeah, all moved over the day after.
Let's get back to that, because the next part is a pretty amazing part of your story. You're finally fit to play from the finger. You play a bit of footy, not much. Play in a VFL premiership, best on ground. And then let's talk through Thursday, main training of grand final week for the AFL. Did you think you were a chance?
Nah, no way.
No?
Nah.
Not at all?
Nah.
Had Dimmer, our coach, given you any inkling that he was thinking about it? Because I
Nah.
know the conversation he had, and I don't even know if you know this, but walking out of the VFL grand final, I think he was in the car with Adam Kingsley, one of the assistant coaches, and he goes, I think we're going to have to fucking play him. Did you know that?
Nah, I just knew they sat Jack Ross and Kenna McIntosh out for the game, so I thought they were definitely going to play, so
yeah,
I had no idea at all, which kind of felt sorry for Jack Ross and Kenna McIntosh to miss out on both, which
it does suck.
No, it does suck, but I know Cannon played in a cup already.
Yeah.
So I really feel for Rossi.
Yeah.
I think that's why I was close to him and trying to guide him along.
Yeah.
But no, I had no idea.
So Thursday main training, we normally go in after doing the morning session. We'd have a session where you pretty much just slept. Other
Yeah.
guys might have meditated or done mindfulness.
Yeah, I was trying to meditate, but
Mind racing a
Yeah.
million miles an hour. Dimmer pulls Dusty and myself into his office and says, hey, just wanted to let you know we're going to play Marlon in his first game. Can you go get him? And I think Livo came in.
yeah,
to grab him.
Livo opened the door, and I was right next to the door, I think I was, and I said, "We looking for a towel or something?" So I was going to give him a towel or a pillow. He said, "Oh no, can you step outside for a second?" Then we started walking towards where you guys are sitting, and I was kind of thinking, "What's happening here?" Then just
It's one of my favourite moments, and I can distinctly remember just your face, and I can't really explain it, but it felt like there was a sense of pride, obviously, but it wasn't just for you because you are a very humble person. It was kind of like, this is for everyone that's given part of me, and maybe Jess is a big part of that, right? It's like the sacrifices we've made and the decisions we've made, and the wrong turns I've made have led to this. What was it like for you in that moment to be told you're going to play your first AFL game in a grand final? 67 years it had been.
Yeah.
And I think closer to nearly 100 since someone debuted in the winning team.
Yeah. That was probably all the sacrifices that Jess made and clubs that believed in me and gave me opportunity. When you look at, I can't say one club, when I broke my finger, they ended up jumping up and taking off, And there were some other clubs I did interviews and stuff. Like, it's kind of, just glad that Richmond did pick me up when they did, and it's kind of just a thank you. And I'm humble, so I'm not gonna jump up and down and celebrate, which I didn't do. So it's kind of, but it's probably just I was grateful, definitely grateful for the opportunity, and just to be selected as I was, kind of just topped everything off, all the hard work, sacrifices Jess has made. So
talk about grand final parade. I reckon grand final parade might have been the first time my kids met your kids.
Yep.
And I remember them getting onto the bus before we left Punt Road to go up to where the parade starts. And just, for me, that was really special. It was unique. It was kind of like you had genuinely brought the people you loved most on this journey. I reckon your head was spinning. It was kind of like, what the fuck has happened here?
Yeah.
But you're also one of those people that's kind of like, it's just another game. I know we were speaking before we came on. Your daughter is playing in a grand final after she beat mine last week. And you said, it's just another game, bros. She'll be right. Is that kind of your attitude going into the biggest game of your life?
Yeah, no, it's like footy's footy. It doesn't matter if it's grand final. Like, I looked at things as go out there, do the best I can do, and it'll take care of itself. But the game doesn't change itself. Doesn't matter if it's round 1 or end of September. You still got to go out there, perform, and it's what we did. So
you do the blind turn, which was pretty amazing, coming out of the middle. What about the dusty pass to you for your goal, and then the celebration, which you point to the sky? And I assume that's the people that you'd lost, not just in that year, but as part of your life.
Yeah, it's probably the blind turn was blue. I think I might have got a bit dizzy doing it, but
it was spun quickly.
Just some just about just having fun, and so that just happened in the moment. I don't even know what happened in that one, but that just happened. And the goal to Dusty, I thought Dusty was going to go back and kick it, but then I seen him looking my way, and there was space where I was, so I just started looking, and he was doing this, doing that, so I just started walking there. Then Dusty just ended up kicking it my way. So marked it, walking back off the mark. Then
were you shitting yourself?
No.
Don't kid me.
Nah.
You weren't?
No.
Just go back, do my thing.
Let's go back, do it, try slot it. If not, set back up for But just to get someone so great as Dusty, one of the best players that ever played the game, to kick you the ball. It's kind of yeah, it's surreal. But honestly, I thought he was going to go back kick it. But being Dusty, the person he is, just gives me an opportunity to kick my first goal in AFL history and just go back, kick it, and yeah, which I did. And the yeah, just his brother said he wanted to be there at my first game, so yeah, which he couldn't. So that was for the family that weren't there at the time. So yeah, just
Meant a lot to them.
yeah.
2020, I mean, another premiership. You end up 2-time premiership player with 20 games to your name.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive form sheet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Talk to me about the people that had such an impact, not just on your football journey, but in life, because we know that football is a byproduct of everything else that you do as well. A couple of names I've got written down: Tony Walters, your manager, Anthony van der Wielen. Is that
Van der Wielen, yeah.
Van der Wielen. I mean, Blair Hartley we mentioned before. I mean, Damien Hardwick probably had a pretty big impact.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that has had a huge impact on your journey so far, particularly in your football career?
Yeah, probably those names. Todd Curley. Yeah, just always believing, always backing me in 100% and not judging. Like, they could have been easily judged and didn't really want much to do with me. Because of my past and my upbringing, and yeah, so there's probably those guys. Like I still speak to Tony Walters on a weekly basis, and yeah, become really close friends, and we can open up about anything to one another. And he knows if he always needs someone to talk to, I'm always there. The phone's always on for him. So, but no, just to everyone that believed in me, and yeah, it's kind of got me to where I wanted to be. So
yeah, we've touched on Jess, and she very much has been. I think you used the word rock, and I've got that written down here. But I want to talk about the kids as well, because I know that your existence now is very much about providing the best opportunities and environment that you possibly can for them and for Jess, and I'm sure that that's Jess's focus as well. Marlon Jr., he's 16. The Trail's 15.
yeah,
or nearly 16.
Yeah, nearly 16.
Nearly 15. Or
The
15.
Trolls 14
Shaniqua.
is 11. Yeah,
You sure?
yeah.
And Levi.
8.
How invested are you in? And I know that you don't put pressure on them, but you have this willingness to encourage them to absolutely get the best out of themselves. Is that a fair way of putting the way you parent?
Yeah, like
Because they're gifted kids.
Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, just I want them to be the best they can be, and not what other people want them to be. So if they choose not to play footy when they get a bit older, then so be it. Just as long as they got something else to fall back on, and just enjoy doing. Yeah, so there's no pressure through the AFL, even though they're gifted and they like playing footy.
Yeah.
But there's no pressure of, because I don't want to be the parent where pushes them too hard, then they don't want to play footy because I pushed them and want too much out of them. So just kind of encourage them to be the best, and whatever they choose, they choose. So
I love that. How important? I know quite recently you went back to WA, Bunbury, and played. Was it a Lightning Carnival or something like that?
Oh no, I played one of my old football clubs. So I played when I was 14.
Yeah.
And chucked a jumper on with my 2 older sons, which is
how was that? Like, not many people get that opportunity.
No, not to play with both of them. So it's kind of good, Like,
how'd the old body hold up?
I just come off a hamstring too, so
not ideal.
But
let them do the running for you.
Well, that's what it was. So Marlon Jr. was running the muck, so I just let him do all the running, and I get a cheap handball for him. And the Trolls being 13 kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
He wasn't scared to try to get a tackle or something like that. So it's kind of, but the moment itself was just surreal. Like, always wanted to play with my 2 older sons before I get too old or I retire properly in footy. So it's kind of went up getting some videos and some photos and stuff taken with them. So as we get older, we can look back on it.
I love that. correct me if I'm wrong, but you're a Noongar man.
Yep.
The respect that you have amongst your community, and even I see you engaging with some of the other parents from Shaniqua's team. That sense of community and the leader that you are within it, is that something that is just natural for you? When you speak, I think about the times you spoke in team meetings at Richmond. You could genuinely hear a pin drop.
Yeah, and I just like to be known as a good person. Besides all the accolades and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, footy's going to disappear at some stage, but the respect and love you show everyone else is going to be around for ages. So kind of respect them how you'd like to be respected, and if I can give advice to some young fellas and stuff like that, then I'll be there. And if they need someone to talk to about anything, then I'm always open.
Speaking of advice, I mean, first and foremost, how do you see your role in the community with young Indigenous Australians? But I don't even think it's Indigenous Australians. It's anyone that you kind of cross paths with, and you just touched on that a little bit. But you have done some mentoring. You've gone back and supported and advised in detention centres. Is that because it's something that you wish you had as a youngster growing up, someone who has gone and done some pretty amazing things from a football point of view and a person, but there wasn't necessarily the leader that that you could look up to at that time?
Yeah, there wasn't really. There was a lot of role models.
Yeah.
But they weren't really role models. Like you looked up to your older brother because he was going out drinking and doing all that kind of stuff, fine and that. So you thought that's what a big brother and a role model was. But yeah, they didn't really want the best for you, and kind of me living the jail life and as a youngster and as an adult, kind of I want to break the cycle of, because over in WA is most of it's all Indigenous kids, and if I can break it and change something there early before it's too late, then I'll try to break it. So my goal at the end of it is trying to start a program up at a juvenile detention centre and give something for them to look forward to when they get out. So,
Mate, it's a credit to you, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that would love to support you on that journey. Talk about you touched on Richmond and how much you loved that they were a club that there was acceptance, there was no judgment, and it was so welcoming. And there was a beautiful Indigenous flavour to the way we kind of did things. Is that a fair way of putting it? We valued storytelling.
now the club itself, I know firsthand that we driv all the Indigenous stuff, and we had people like you, Jack Revold, and the older guys, Dusty and stuff, really drive that as well. Sometimes we didn't have to drive it because you were already driving it, so it's kind of pretty cool just to watch some of the legends of the game pushing the cases. Every time there's a racial slur and stuff, that all us guys are doing videos and stuff like that. So it's kind of and supporting other Indigenous boys at other clubs.
Yeah, one of my favourite times was David Asprey bringing up the Black Lives Matter.
Yep.
Kneeing before the game, but then also wearing just the blacked out warm-up T-shirts.
Yep.
How important it is for someone who, I mean, for a long time, you had to be the voice, effectively, right?
Yep.
But to have someone who has not grown up or necessarily understands Indigenous culture to the level that you do, to stand up for something that you guys value heaps.
Yeah, it's probably just like a wake-up call to see David Asprey drive that and Jack Revolt pushes as hard as he does, and you to back him up along the way as a captain. And yeah, it's probably goes to show how much the club itself and the people in the club that make good clubs happen like that. Back Indigenous boys and push for the Black Lives Matters, even though they didn't have to, and kind of gives the love and the respect and the trust and belonging that we think we belong at the club. So
you've always been quite a wise and cool and calm head, and I know that you've faced your own racial slurs and so forth throughout your journey. if there was someone who happened to be listening to this podcast and you could give them a message that was that way inclined, and you could give them a message that helps them along their journey, what would it be?
Oh, well, I always think about people that aren't going to like you. They're going to judge you for you being you, and kind of, I don't need to be liked by everyone. The people who like me already like me, and so all the background noise is irrelevant, and I kind of just focus on in-house,
Yeah.
But if I do hear it, and you just got to stand up and point out, because like you see now, the marches and stuff going through Melbourne, there's sometimes they could be undercover racism and racism itself, that showing and on media and stuff. But I just always think, keep being you. People aren't gonna like you because you could be Indigenous or whatever happened, and as my youngster growing up and stuff. So I just keep being you. Don't change for anyone.
It's a great message for anyone, whether you're Indigenous or not, right?
Yeah, just keep being you.
There's only one of you.
Yeah, because there's always people gonna hate.
Yeah.
Because you make it. And
do you think hate's born out of jealousy or genuine despise?
I reckon it's born out of jealousy. I reckon.
Yeah.
You don't hate someone for no reason.
Or their own insecurities.
Yeah, so
fair enough. What's one lesson you learnt during your AFL career that has helped you beyond it?
Just probably don't take anything for granted. The quicker you can start an AFL journey, the quicker you can end. So your journey is not guaranteed to live out 10 to 15 years. So every chance you got on the track and off the track, do the best you can do and push as much as you can push. So
it's a great piece of advice. Life right now, I know you're planning on moving back to Perth. What does it look like from a work point of view, day focuses point of view?
Well, now's AFL's finished, and it's all about family time and having fun with the kids and making new memories and stuff. Like, we made a lot of memories over here through footy and that.
Yeah.
But there's more than just footy, so it's kind of footy's always going to be there. But now it's just making memories with the kids and doing things I couldn't do when I was playing AFL. So,
how much work are you putting into setting up a program for kids in juvenile detention centres?
I spoke to someone on the phone 2 days ago.
Yep.
And we're going to catch up
when you're
back in Perth. Yeah.
As I said, good luck with that, because I think it'll be hugely impactful. Looking back, what were the key moments when you felt your life truly changed? Is there one or two?
Being a dad.
Yep.
And
can you elaborate on that? What do you love most about being a dad?
Just the knowing that every morning you wake up, you got something to look forward to, and my kids are the thing I look forward to. Even though sometimes they can be little brats, but
I think that's everyone's.
Yeah, so we just that kind of thing, just knowing up, waking up, and fronting up to be a dad and a parent. Like, now I'm old enough to run and wrestle around my older son, so we do that a little bit.
You're still winning?
Marlon Jr.'s
getting there.
He's right there on the backside, So
that's when you just pretend that you can't fight anymore.
So he's always testing with the wrestling, and he called me out for sprints about a couple months ago.
Got him?
Just by a metre. I said, you'll be faster than me, just not at the moment. So.
I love it. The inner competitor. Very good. The final question that we love to finish the show on is, if you could go back and give your 16-year-old self, now your 16-year-old self was in a juvenile detention centre, what would that one piece of advice be that would help you?
Surround yourself around people that wants the best for you and know what they want. I got mates old mates I no longer talk to, and mates that I still talk to. The mates I talk to supported me through footy, and some of them I did do jail time with, and not once did they ask to come do this and do that. So just backed me in for doing footy and told me to stick at it when I feel like giving up after I broke my finger, and the times where I feel like I was being judged on my past, and because I reckon I could have got drafted earlier,
Yeah.
but I think clubs are worrying about my past and stuff, which understandable. And the ones that didn't and I lost contact with kind of goes to show that they want you there for what they want and not what you want.
So your advice to your own boys currently is surround yourself
yeah,
with good
surround the
people
people
that
that
have
want.
your best interests at heart.
Yeah.
A very good piece of advice, and one that I am very glad and happy to finish on. So, Marlon, thank you for sharing more in depth about your story. I think so many people will learn lots of things and the way that they can apply some of those lessons to their life. It's a credit to you, like to be so open and organic and authentic with your story is actually truly a gift. So, thanks for coming on. Good luck heading back to Perth. Look forward to catching up soon, and all the best with setting up your mentoring or education program.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure, and I'll be back in Melbourne at some stage. So,
Look forward to having a coffee.
yeah, definitely.